Okay, guys, I'm sorry to warn you. It's going down. I've been plotting, looking at this. I'm seeing the angles. I'm looking at the news from different legacy media: ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN. Uh, I'm looking at Fox News. I'm looking at every news affiliates, and you can see the patterns. You know, uh, how can I say? It's about to go down. It's about to be a wrap. Uh, get ready. I'm talking to all the sanctuary cities. Get ready. It's like LA. I hate what's happening down there, but they're hitting different like rhythms of they're hitting the immigrant community, they're hitting the homeless community in DC. They're making moves. You got to see it, and they're slowly like putting it in your preview to say, hey, be aware. This video, I'm finna, reaction video, I'm finna put on about this news video. You really pay attention. It's about to go down. This is all about preparation. Preparation meets opportunity, and that the opportunity is already there. The opportunity, man, the opportunity's been there. It's just, can you see the writing on the wall? All right, West Coast, I'm talking to you. Sanctuary cities, I'm talking to you. It's going to be a major storm coming, and be prepared. Um, what's going to happen is happening in DC. DC, basically, we at the Capitol, man. You're seeing what's happening in DC. They're up to 400 arrests now, guys. 400 arrests, man. They're pulling automatic, semi-automatic weapons out of people's cars, man. They're it's crazy. Arresting drug dealers and taking stuff, things that people was taking. I had all these warnings in DC, and they continue to do the same thing. And now they're being shown. This is showing you how the crime has been. It's irate. The crime is crazy in DC. You know, literally, guys, think about that. In 10 days, little 10 days, there's been 400 arrests, 50 something weapons taken off the street. 10 days, guys. You, you know the stats are wrong. We know. You're hearing the people talk about, the communities talking about welcoming the police, the FBI, the Homeland Security, the different agencies out there helping the citizens of DC. See, the citizens don't have a voice, but now they're getting their voice little by little. They're getting their voice back. They're seeing how much support they have from the federal government, and they're supporting their federal government. And now the police, the chief of police is tagging in, and different constituents in the police departments are support. They're sending their support in different areas where there was high crime, and they needed deterrence. They didn't have enough manpower. Now they got the manpower to force, and they feel it's support. You know, people was feeling caged in from watching these videos, these news channels, and seeing how the people locals are talking and different police officials talking and different constituents are speaking. You can see the fear of people had to be mindful what they say. Now that's going away. That's been taken away. Now it's a lot of support. Now what's happening now? This is a big format being set out, precedents being set. I would say, what towards the sanctuary cities, and listen to what the AG Attorney General, U.S. Attorney General says. Pam Bondi is talking about, and look how she gives a note to sanctuary cities and across the place, and how she illustrates before she makes her statement what she's going to say. This is coming, guys. Get prepared. I'm telling you, get prepared. It's not a game anymore. You can't be flipping and hiding stuff and manipulating, because this stuff is real out here. These citizens are feeling it, like Chicago and other cities. I think people should have opportunities, but when it's get this much being taken advantage of, jobs closing, companies closing down, people leaving, there's them jobs are leaving. Citizens can't get work. It's a lot of stuff going on that's happening inside the United States that's being addressed now and being shed a flashlight on it, and we got to recognize this. And but what shocked me today in this news clip, what the AG Attorney General was saying, and how she got precedent a preponderance of evidence behind her to say what she wants to do next. And the way she's speaking out, be prepared. I'm telling you. Let's get it. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction video with on Attorney Pam Bondi and other political figures and President of the United States. Without further ado, here we go. Let's go. Man, it's crazy.
We have a thing going on right now in D.C. We went from the most unsafe place anywhere to a place that now friends are calling me up, Democrats are calling me up, and they're saying, sir, I want to thank you. People that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner, and the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time.
All right, there you have it. Joining us now is U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. AG Bondi, you must be doing something good since you federalized this Washington, D.C. story. Even people are going out to dinner. Even President Trump, no, maybe he went out to dinner. I don't know. But I'm told, wait, did I say over 400 arrests? Total now, 137 over the weekend, and you're cleaning the homeless. Tell us about it, because this is like a miracle story.
Yeah, Larry, this is all done, of course, at the directive of Donald Trump. He's making our world safe, and he's certainly going to make our capital the safest place in the country. Larry, to put it in perspective, Washington, D.C. had the 4th highest homicide rate in the country, right here in the Capitol, 6 times higher than where you are right now in New York City, higher than Chicago, higher than other major cities, and it had to stop. So President Trump knew this, and he said, we're going to federalize it. We have been working hand in hand with our great men and women in the Metro Police Department, the Transit Authority. We brought in the Park Police, the National Guard, all of the agencies that fall under me, the FBI, Kash Patel's doing a great job, DEA, Terry Cole, ATF, U.S. Marshals, Gowdy Serralta's managing the whole thing. Terry's also managing it. I was out there every single night this weekend at the command center with all of our law enforcement, and but for the T-shirts they were wearing, you could not tell who was with what agency. It was such camaraderie, such cooperation. The stories they tell every night about keeping D.C. safe. They've taken 59 guns off the streets right here. Just this weekend, they got 21 guns, Larry. To hear, it was amazing, the stories they were telling me. Saturday night, before they went out, before it was even dark, they performed a traffic stop. All these guys got out, bailed out of the car, took off, caught the majority of them. 3 guns under the seats in the car. 1 was an assault rifle. That's the kind of crime that was happening right around the corner from us in our nation's capital. Larry, not only that, Donald.
Guys, what's happening, man? Do you see, like, in all this propaganda going on, you see the lady in the orange or orange rose dress with other guys following the FBI agency and just acting up, you know what I mean? Just like acting up to keep this thing going. We already know what's going on with these activists, these paid activists. There are paid activists, and we're seeing them out there doing these activities, and that's not cool, because that's not the people that's going on. It's fake. If you getting paid to be out there active, that's not organic. You know what I mean? So we really got to pay attention to this. And what she was saying, like earlier, the Attorney General Pam Bondi was saying, was that the fact that, you know, all these agencies never really worked. They worked in unison. They never worked in unison. They worked in collaboration, but not in unison. And she's seeing the rhythm and the unisons that these agencies are: FBI, Homeland Security, National Guard. All these agencies are coming together and working together in harmony to get this project done. And we're seeing this moving in a positive direction. So I just want to say that this is not a norm. This is historic. This is really historic. So just pay attention to what's going on.
Donald Trump's going to make it beautiful again. He's been out taking the graffiti off of our beautiful monuments, off of the streets, off of the businesses. Yep. We're going to clean up the city at his directive, and the people are loving it, and the law enforcement officers are loving it.
AG Bondi, I'm told by friends that Union Station has been cleaned up, and the homeless have been moved to other places, you know, to get help, whatever they need help. But if you can clean the homeless up, that would be remarkable. And maybe some other cities, you know, there's a story in the, I think it's front page of the Journal today, or anyway, a story in the Wall Street Journal. Downtown Los Angeles is gone. It's absolutely gone. The stores of everyone's left. It's practically a deserted city because of the homeless problem, which is so gigantic. You're maybe giving us an example of how to handle it in Washington, D.C.
That's exactly right. And I was out in LA for work a couple weeks ago. I was with Bill Asaley, our U.S. attorney. They had to stop the cars to pick up a homeless man who was just sitting in the middle of the road. No one was doing anything. The beautiful businesses had spray paint on them. Places were boarded up. I had never seen LA like that in my life. And President Trump is not going to let that happen anywhere around our country. If the governors are going to disregard it, the president certainly is not.
Guys, what do you think about this, man? You know, you hear the undertone. That's what I'm talking about, the sanctuary cities. You know, the homeless population, it's a really major problem, especially on the West Coast. We have a major problem throughout the West Coast, the unhoused community. And, you know, so with this movement and this anchor that's really talking to Attorney General Pam Bondi, he's actually setting up, and she's just knocking out the ballpark, guys. He's setting up the pitches, and she's knocking them out the ballpark. And what's going on is, guys, is she's giving little hints about, he's mentioning it, and she's like, exactly. You heard what she said, exactly. You're right. This is an example, this is a blueprint, just got to be expanded to a larger city like Los Angeles, Seattle, Philadelphia, Chicago. This is an example of what's to come. And they're basically using this as a blueprint to set, as I said, setting precedents of how they will engage each American city, and have to readdress some issues, but generally it'll be the same format. And she's not denying that this is something that might be addressed. It's going to be addressed. She said, right, she made an affirmative statement. So we'll see. This is the one I'm talking about, sanctuary cities. Read the title.
This story in Washington, D.C. is also a sanctuary city problem. It is no longer a sanctuary city. And you've said sanctuary jurisdictions should not receive federal funds if they do not cooperate with ICE. And you are not reluctant to enforce that. Tell us more about that, because that, in some sense, is a big part of the criminal problem.
It sure is, and they had sanctuary policies here in D.C. No longer. They've been working with us. You know, you have to tell us if there are illegal aliens in your database. If we're arresting someone, we are going to know if they're an illegal alien. So last week I sent out 32 letters to mayors around the country, and I believe to 7 governors, telling them, you better comply or you're next. If they don't comply with this, Larry, we're going to work with our other agencies to cut off their federal funding. We are going to send in law enforcement, just like we did during the LA riots, just like we're doing here in Washington, D.C. And if they're not going to keep their citizens safe, Donald Trump will keep them safe. That's what this is all about, making America safe again. That was his only directive, and that's what we're doing.
Attorney General,
there it is, guys. There it is. As I just said, previously said, she knocked it out the ballpark again. There it is. We're going to do the same thing we're doing here in D.C., and she already sent letters out. She sent it to governors and these predominantly sanctuary cities. So they're coming, man. So get prepared. It's going to get crazy out here. And I'm sorry, it's guys in the back of this, and the man smiling. The other guy's serious. He knows how serious this is. This is getting serious, man. They're dealing with the homeless crisis across the land. They're taking graffiti off the buildings, and they're moving in troops to support the local law enforcement and giving them more access and more power. So she's saying that's what they're doing in D.C. presently. So you know that's what they're going to do in other cities. So just, hey, get ready. It's coming.
Just reading, on this sanctuary city, you sent notes out 12 states, 10 major cities, New York City, Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Philadelphia, major cities. We fret about that a lot here in New York City. Are they complying? I mean, how is this working?
Some are, some are not. We've already sued New York. We've already sued Illinois. And if they don't comply, we're going to sue them. We're going to take away your federal funding. You're going to have to comply. We're going to send in law enforcement. If you're not going to do your job, we're going to do it for you to keep our citizens safe. Our great men and women in the National Guard are ready to go. They have been working hand in hand with our park services here in D.C. Again, everybody is working so great together. The Metro Police are loving it. The Transit Authority Police, Larry, down in the Metro, they're loving what we're doing because they can actually now arrest people. They have
Look at
federal
that.
officers with them. They're buddied up, and they are making arrests, keeping Americans safe and keeping.
See, guys, that's happening right there. These people, now they can make arrests. You know what? Can you imagine being an officer and you can't make arrests because these rules in place? Now that the president has taken over D.C., sorry, and the DOJ is in line with this situation. There's a lot of things that are moving in the right direction, and a lot of different departments are really aligned on the support. So it's amazing to see what's going on in D.C.
Our capital safe. You know, families want to come here. Today I was looking and there were so many families out because kids are still on summer vacation.
Yeah.
All of our museums are free. The Smithsonian is free. You have our beautiful monuments. You have the zoo.
Totally,
and families
yes.
deserve to be able to go there.
All American
our
families.
law enforcement officers are telling us that people are coming up to them on the street, and they said a lot of people are walking by whispering, saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. They're hearing stories every single night and day of people saying that they feel safe now to walk their own neighborhood where they live because of what our great men and women in law enforcement are doing at the directive of the president.
And going out to dinner, according to the president. And
Going out to dinner.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, I know you're busy. Thank you ever so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Okay, guys, what do you think? What is your opinion of this? Leave a comment below, like, subscribe to the channel. If you like this reaction video on what's going on, I think this is going to be taken across the nation. I think this is just a formula, a plan, a blueprint that's been put together, and a formula that's going to be rolled out across the nation in the sanctuary states and cities. And that's what I heard through this conversation. What did you hear? What did you hear between this anchor out of Fox News anchor out of New York? He's actually in the city of New York, and Pam Bondi, the AG, US AG. I think what I heard was it's going to happen. It's going to happen here, and we just got to get prepared for it. Without further ado, leave a comment, like, on to the next video. Tell me what you think.